Hi, basketball fans, and welcome to the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. This is Flo Del Agua, ang inyong courtside reporter, and our game at hand is the battle for third between the Beda Red Lions and the NU Bulldogs. Starting off, when I spoke to assistant coach Andre Santos of Beda, he told me that although it was a tough loss yesterday, he still commends the high-level intensity basketball that his players performed, especially going against the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Although the challenge that they found out was sustaining the energy that they had for 4 quarters, and that's exactly what they want to bring to us today. On the other hand, for the NU Bulldogs, para kay head coach Jeff Napa, gusto niyang sulitin ang preseason. So right now, it's a different lineup at nandito na ang mga players niya na fresh from their high school program, ready to compete against the Beda Red Lions. Again, this pre-game coverage is sponsored by the United Colors of Benetton. But to give us more information about this match, let me turn you over to my partners in the panel, Lorenzo and Nabs.
Thank you so much, Flo Del Agua. Magandang araw, Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Welcome sa Battle for Third ng 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. Kami ang inyong mga kasama. I am Renz Galarosa, and together with me is Naveen Ganglani. Naveen, what an honor to be partnered with you today. What can you say about this terrific ball game that we have?
Well, first of all, thank you to Asiabasket. Thank you, Flor. Thank you to you also, Renz. Glad to be here. Thank you to our production staff. This will be a battle between two teams that came so close to making the finals in yesterday's semifinals action. They performed really well. Yes, they did not get the win. However, they competed very impressively. That's why I'm expecting a very good game today between Beda and NU. Two proud basketball programs in the college basketball scene.
Yes, 2 champion teams from each of their own leagues, di ba, Nav? Let's start off with the Beda Red Lions, who yesterday a heartbreaking loss against the Ateneo Blue Eagles in an overtime thriller. What can you say ang adjustments nila for today's ballgame in order to nab that third spot?
Well, obviously, they played really well, good enough to win. And that's impressive considering Ateneo had an FSA and Divine Adili, while Beda went all local. But it showed also that Beda still needs to work on closing games out. Once they have the lead late in the contest, they need to get the defensive stops. They need to prevent easy transition opportunities. That's what helped Ateneo come back in yesterday's game. So if they can do that while keeping a consistent 40-minute performance against NU, they will put themselves in position to win. And take note, with NU having Omar John, another FSA, it won't be an easy task.
Yes, and that will be a tough task for the Beda Red Lions. But then again, let's go over to the other side, the NU Bulldogs, who yesterday nearly gave us the upset of the tournament when they faced off against the undefeated #1 team, the De La Salle University Green Archers.
Yes, and you know, that was very impressive for NU, in part because they didn't have Jake Figueroa, who I thought was their best player last season in the UAAP. But still, they were down 11 late in the game. They came back, had the chance to tie it with a Palacielo jump shot, did not go in. Today, I think we'll see more of NU's young guys play. However, this is always a well-coached team and expect the best out of them.
Yes, and that is what you will expect, mga ka-Asiabasket, dito sa ating battle for third between the Beda Red Lions and the NU Bulldogs. This pregame coverage is brought to you by United Colors of Benetton. Life with colors. That is why let's turn it over to our arena announcer for our starting 5 of the game.
Tayo kasi dati
wala, di ba?
Thank
you. Nabs, any word from the USD side?
Are you from UST ba?
Yes.
Well,
Are you from UST,
they're trying to recruit that big guy, JT Tan. And I think they're also in the VJ presidency. Kasi Flo, animo kami.
Right. Sorry.
Actually, I'm not allowed to say that pala.
Pwede, off-cam.
Off-cam.
Pwede.
Off the record naman.
Correct.
Biglang nasa stream eh, no? Ganglani, bias ka! Network connection.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice! worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the battle for third here inside the Moro Lorenzo Sports Center in Ateneo de Manila University for the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. You're joined by Renz Galarosa and Naveen Ganglani and Flo Del Agua on the sidelines as this is a battle between the NU Bulldogs and the Beda Red Lions. And Naveen, we've talked about the matchups right now. What is the key matchup that you think will be giving each team a good look to win this third battle for third?
Well, if you're San Beda, I think it's a great idea to get John T. Miller going because he's ignitable on offense. When I say ignitable, I mean as we see Mark Parks make a layup at the rim. When I say ignitable, I mean someone who can get buckets in quick fashion, someone who can put points quickly on the scoreboard. So if you get him going early, that puts you in position to win. Now, if you're NU, yesterday you had a good attack from Palacielo, Padrones, you scored inside the paint against DLSU, and against the San Beda team without an FSA, that should be something they focus on as well, and we saw Mark Parks do that.
That's right. And speaking of a good start, Bobby Mark Parks, diba? He'll be a key factor right now in that battle for third. Especially he will be defending against John T. Miller and Jomel Puno. And also on the scoring side, not a lot of scoring wings for the NU Bulldogs for in terms of scoring options, diba?
Well, that's true because yun nga, there's no Jake Figueroa. Yesterday he missed the game because of academics, or rather he was attending to classes. We don't see him today as well.
Yes.
We're all seeing Ian Manansala. It looks like in uniform he got injured in yesterday's game. He did come back, so maybe it's a precaution. And at the same time, I think NU wants to give good, valuable experience because the battle for third game is a game with stakes on the line.
Yes.
Right? So that gives your young guys like a Humamoy entering his third year, a Tebol Garcia entering his second year, or some of their high school recruits like Palanca, and so that gives them good experience, valuable experience.
Yes. Especially Miguel Palanca, diba? I think 17 years old pa lang siya, diba? So, very, very young.
Very underrated. He was really good in the high school tournament of the UAAP. He didn't have huge numbers because he was playing for a stacked NU team.
Yes.
However, expect big things from this guy.
Speaking of expect big things, a three-pointer for John T. Miller, who you said earlier you expect a lot of things, good things in this upcoming MCAA season from him.
Yeah, I love Jonty's game. He can score in pick and roll. He can score in isolation. He can score in transition. It wouldn't surprise me if he's a one-and-done player this season because
Yes.
he's that good. But San Beda should feel very fortunate to have him.
Who is the closest? Oh, good tap. Pero mintis nga lang yun para dito kay Padrones. Third tap, wala pa rin. But they still retain possession, talking about the Bulldogs. Reynard working that pick and roll with Omar John. Pass underneath. And finally, Padrones gets a basket.
You know, you'll notice a lot of the NU big men like John, Padrones, Palacelo. These are guys who can score at the rim, but also if you leave them open from 10 to 12 feet, they can hit floaters, they can make short jumpers. So that's something interesting about NU, how they develop their big men to be guys who can score from that range.
Yes. But also an interesting thing, Navsan, that we haven't talked about, surprisingly. No Steve Nash Enriquez for NU side, who played yesterday and was actually the catalyst of why they almost came back against LaSalle.
Absolutely. Steve Nash Enriquez was superb, and that gives a chance for someone like Pumamo, who just set up his teammate to show what he's capable of.
Yes, and an early timeout right here for Coach Yuri Escueta as San Beda is currently down in this ball game. Kapit lang mga ka-Asiabasket, 8-3 in favor of the NU Bulldogs. 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Bulldogs up by 5, 8-3 early on. As Jomel Puno and Jonty Miller still a little bit cold. Itong si Jomel Puno, who in the last few games of San Beda, Navs, has struggled a little bit in the first half, but then in the second half, dun siya biglang pumuputok as an airball jumper there from Jimmy Reyes.
Jimmy Reyes is one guy that I feel a lot of people in San Beda have expectations for this season as well. So quick story, the reason why San Beda wanted to recruit Jimmy Reyes was because a few years ago when the San Beda championship team with Jacob Cortespa went to, I believe that was Las Vegas or LA, California for training, Jimmy Reyes dropped 30 points on them in an exhibition game. And that was what made San Beda say we need this guy.
You dropped 33 points, 30 plus.
Yeah, somewhere there, 30 plus, yeah.
You get a lot of people's eyes, and I'm surprised that, not a lot of people know the name Jimmy Reyes just yet if he's that good, diba? And I believe next season, coming into the NCAA season, he's going to be well known. As right now, let's turn it over to Flo Del Agua for her update on the sidelines. Flo, what do you have for us?
San Beda assistant coach Andre Santos maintains the pride in the fight that they gave yesterday. He shared with me, although we lost, we know that every opponent we face would have a difficult time and we never make it easy for them. Coming into this match, they are consistent with their mentality and demeanor that they are the better team. Wanting to conclude this tournament on a good note, Coach Andre brings with them the biggest lesson they learned from Asiabasket, which is being on a flawless run is one thing, but sustaining those runs with the same energy is another. All from Hoop Junkie, back to you, Renson Navs.
Thank you so much, Flo. And coming from one of the youngest assistant coaches in all of Philippine basketball, Navs, diba? Coach Andre Santos takes pride in what happened yesterday. They don't look at the bad things that, like, it's a loss, talo tayo. They look at the positive side, and how important is that mindset coming from an assistant coach that it goes down to the players. Nakakawa ba yan?
I'm gonna go to another sport here. But that kind of mindset reminds me of Oscar Piastri from McLaren in F1. He's very methodical. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. Just go to the next task, proceed to the next task. And that's also something you need in basketball. You can't get caught up with wins or losses. I know sometimes it can be heartbreaking, but
Yes.
when you have another game like they do today, you have to focus on the next task at hand, because winning this third place game, that could still mean something for San
Yes.
Beda, especially if they beat a team like NU that has an FFA.
Yes, and right here, this is going to be key for San Beda, Jomel Puno, and Jonty Miller, who probably, in your opinion, Banavs, is the best wing duo in college basketball right now.
Ooh,
Could be.
that's a tough thing to say right now because of all the talent we have. I
Yes.
mean, we have to remember Ateneo has Sean Tuanu and Kimani Ladi.
Yes.
They also would have something to say about that. LaSalle, well, Mason Amos is training as a wing. But in terms of wing combos, Jonty and Puno are up there. However, I want to see more aggressiveness from Puno. I think, right now, this athleticism, this versatility, and that pass to Jonty, right there, that's exactly what you want to see if you're San Beda. Use that athleticism, the speed that you have from your wings, and convert.
Yes, and they have, I think in the running game, San Beda has the advantage over the Bulldogs, especially when Omar John is not running up and down, diba? So let's
Exactly.
see.
Use that speed advantage if you're San Beda. Oh, good move.
Ooh, what a move there by Mark Parks!
And, aside from his new haircut, what else we're seeing from Mark Parks recently is a slashing game. He's always
Yes.
been more of a kick-out shooter the last few years, and his defense has needed work. It's why he hasn't gotten a lot of playing time in the UAAP for Jeff Napa. But if he shows that he's capable of being more than just a catch-and-shoot shooter, that could be what earns him more minutes.
Do you think he's coming out of, the shadows of his brother and his father? Of course, having that Parks name, his brother
See,
Bobby Parks,
Yeah,
diba?
you can never really come out of the shadow, especially when those
Right.
guys have accomplished so much. But what
Yes.
you can do is make your own impact,
Yes.
put your own imprint on the game, and that's what Mark Parks is trying to do right now.
Big improvements from him outside of the haircut, as you said, diba? Right now, San Beda inching closer, only down by 2 as Sahonya's now on the floor for them. Good seal underneath by Celso. They swing it to the corner. Etulia, no go. And Omar John all alone for that rebound. Oh, good pass by Humamoy and easy
Great
basket.
Great pass by Yumamoy. And that's why he's a former high school UAAP MVP.
Yes.
He can see the floor, he can read the floor well, and sometimes he does take ill-advised shots, but when he looks to create for his teammates, he can be really effective.
I actually covered Reynard Humamoy in my first stint as an anchor, and I saw the talent coming from the Batanguila 16 under tournament that he was on. With an injured right knee, he was averaging close to 7 assists per game in that tournament, Navs.
And what I like about Reynard is he's looking to always advance the play ahead. He's looking to push the pace, and sometimes that's what NU needs. We know that they're effective as a half-court setup team,
Yes.
but if they can get easy offense like that, that could be very helpful for a team that sometimes struggles to score.
Yes, especially next season in the UAP will be Steve Nash Enriquez's final playing year, right? So Humamoy is gonna have a lot on his shoulders in terms of responsibility as Jonty looking to dance with Omar John. No go, and Bonzalida with the offensive rebound. No go nga lang, but Sahonya spins. Drops it off to Lina. Bismarck. Naagawan nga lang. The intensity from the Bulldogs defense underneath, no Navs. No open looks for the big men of San Beda. Palacelo against JC. PJ double teamed. They swing it over. Shot clock's down to 5. What will Santiago do? Jumper. Omar John fighting for the offensive rebound.
And that's going to be a foul on San Beda. Something I've noticed about San Beda early on in just ball screen actions with Yumamoy or Garcia handling, they are looking to trap the ball handler and prevent that easy pocket pass or pass to the rolling big man and try to make, and you have to reset their offense. And if you're a team like San Beda where you have a height disadvantage, that's one thing that you can do to prevent it.
Yes. And just like that, as you say, height advantage, PJ Palacelo scores his first 2 points of the game off the bench. And without Jake Figueroa today, a lot is riding on the shoulders in Palacelo's
Yeah,
play.
Noman and Salle also as Bonzalida
Yes.
knocked down a corner 3. Interestingly, Bonzalida this is a bit of a reunion for him because Tebol Garcia was his teammate with Adamson
Yes.
in the UAP high school ranks. And I'm not sure if Vince Reyes is here, but he's also an NU player. And
Yes.
those three were teammates for Adamson in their high school championship run.
That's right. I think 2 seasons ago.
Yes, yes. And also the other fourth senior from that squad is Cavillo, who's currently with CSB.
Yes, so some reunion right here. But a 3-pointer from Santiago. And you now clicking on all cylinders from the outside. Ajanti trying to take it all the way, but he was fouled. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And that's something you want to see Jonty do more of. Obviously, we know the jump shot is good. He has a knockdown shot, and there can be times he gets hot, but he also has that athleticism and the speed to get past his defender in the perimeter and get to the rim. And that's something I feel he has to do more if he wants to improve as a college baller in the Philippines.
Yes. And you talked about, Jamel Puno and Jonty Miller with the potential of being just a one and done for San Beda. But if they do, in fact, play out their playing years in college basketball, imagine the damage that a trio of wings in Jamel Puno, Jonty Miller, and Aldous Torculas for San Beda.
Absolutely. Eventually, that would be a very lethal wing combo, especially in a league like the NCAA where
Yes.
you don't have FSAs.
That's going to be a scary sight to see as Gonzalez blows the
great
layup.
move. Yeah, sayang, hindi na pumasok. And here's
That's right.
Garcia.
Tebol swings it. Another 3-pointer for NU. No go. The pace has picked up no Navs. Not a lot of play setting for both squads.
Yes, but this pace I think favors San Beda a little more. Let's see if they can capitalize.
As Lina wants a clear out at the post. Bismarck. No go nga lang yung hook shot niya. That is
Good decision going at the NU youngster, but
Yes.
he needs to work on his touch in the rim.
Bismarck Lina, that hook shot, that was his bread and butter ever since he was a Tiger Cub. I saw him up close and personal that time. As there's going to be a whistle, foul on the ground, so no basket for Tebol. Foul is going to be on Sahonia. As RC Kalimag comes in. Sahonia wills it down. Actually, the 2 Kalimags are now on the floor. Richie and RC. Replacing Sahonia. San Beda with a whole new 5 right now. Baseline inbound for the men in white. Tebol, quick trigger floater is good off the glass.
Great move by Garcia.
And that is his favorite spot, that floater. A Kapampangan from San Fernando, Pampanga. Justin Tebol Garcia as Kalimag from the corner off the mark. Bonzalida with his second offensive rebound. 3-pointer for Gonzalez, wala. And Lina cleans it up for the 4th serving.
Sometimes it's good to be at the right place at the right time.
And surprisingly, mas marami ang offensive rebound Navs ng San Beda Red Lions over the taller NU Bulldogs, di ba?
Absolutely. And Mac Alfanta, who was part of NU's high school team that went to the finals the last 2 seasons, now on the court for the Bulldogs.
Yes, and let's see as ball sails out of bounds. Ball will go to San Beda's side. Still a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. What do you see in this young squad of the NU Bulldogs? Coach Jeff Napa did say that they also put in some young stars out of their high school program. So this is for sure not the final roster that they'll put in the UAAP, but what do you think is the plan of Coach Jeff Napa in this battle for third natin?
Well, development for the young guys. Alfanta, Garcia, Solomon, Santiago to some degree. These guys who didn't get a lot of playing time in their mother league.
Yes.
As Garcia almost gets a steal that time.
Ooh.
Forcing the violation. And he has a little laugh with his former teammate.
Yes.
Gonzalida knew it. But yeah, definitely development. Because yun nga, the preseason or the off-season leagues, it's an opportunity for the guys who might not get a lot of minutes to show what they're capable of and also to prove to their coaches na, hey, listen, when the mother leagues arrive, we're ready. We want to have more playing time. We want to show what we're capable of, and this is a good start.
Yes, and that they are showing out. This battle for third can't get any more pressure other than the finals, of course, winning the championship, diba? But etong battle for third will be a test of character then for these young squads.
Always will be.
Tebol trying to work the pick and roll. Solomon, free throw line jumper, way off the mark there.
See, if you're Solomon that time, obviously it's a wide open shot, but with a height advantage, you want to see maybe get to the rim and try to draw a foul or use the board rather than just pulling up. But that's something he'll learn more with time.
Oh, big pick right there. Corner three-pointer for Richie, no go, and a running start here for the Bulldogs. Santiago drops it off in an easy layup on the other end.
Alfanta knows how to play. He might not be like a dominant player right away, but he knows how to fill in the gaps. He knows how to play a role, and I think he's someone who will earn playing time from Coach Jeff Napa.
It was very exciting to see as after the end of the first 10 minutes of action, it is the NU Bulldogs who are up by 8 points, 22-14 against the San Beda Red Lions, being led by Reynard Humamoy, Omar John, and PJ Palacielo in that first quarter. Let's see what will happen in the next 10 minutes of action right here in the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. (22-14) in favor of the NU Bulldogs after the end of the first quarter as we start the second quarter still with Renz Galarosa and Naveen Ganglani and Flo Del Agua on the sidelines. And Naveen, what adjustments does San Beda need to do in this second quarter in order to catch up with the NU Bulldogs?
Well, San Beda's getting good shot attempts right there. They're spreading the floor. Penny and Stasha hits a three-pointer. They got decent outside shot attempts. They just didn't fall in, but they just have to keep trusting the process. At the same time, also prevent some easy scoring opportunities that NU's been getting in the paint.
Well, one thing that NU did also, one of the key players of San Beda held scoreless. Yukin Andrada, not yet on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that won't be the case for long though. You know that Yuki's gonna get going eventually.
Yes, and let's see right here as Estacio trying to work the pick and roll with Hawkins. Kalimag to the corner. Andrada drives the baseline. Still misses that layup. The factor of Solomon in the middle, no, Naveen?
Exactly. Took off a little too early and might have had to use the board that time.
Right here, 24-17. Tebol. They go down low. Palacielo. Oh, air balls that hook shot.
Good defense by the San Beda team.
Richie gives it to RC. Hands it off. Richie going pick and roll with Hawkins. They go to Yukin. Andrada three-pointer finally. No longer zero in his tally.
And you like that confidence from Andrada. He hadn't scored in the first quarter. He just missed the layup, but no hesitation, took the jump shot. And as a veteran of the San Beda team now, possibly playing in his last season, that's exactly the kind of mentality you need him to have.
And a lot is riding on his leadership for next season, especially if San Beda to regain the NCAA Basketball Championship once again. Estacio really spamming that Lawrence
Kalima got an
Hawkins.
open shot.
Yes. Surprisingly, Richie Kalima, who doesn't hesitate to shoot normally. As Penny from the outside knocks it down.
Penny Estacio is a guy who can get hot quickly also. He's had some health issues in his college career with some injuries, so hopefully he can stay healthy for a long period of time because he's someone who I think can really help the San Beda squad.
And I like the name Penny.
Oh yeah.
Reminds me of Penny Hardaway. Solomon. Oh, backdoor
great
play.
pass. What a pass by the rookie.
He didn't look like a rookie there.
Oh, absolutely great pass. Putting it at the perfect spot at the perfect time.
Actually, young guy to young guy. Alfanta. Solomon to Alfanta. Connection right there. As Hawkins from the free throw line.
And you know, when Hawkins arrived at San Beda, or rather committed to them early, one thing that someone, actually team manager Drew Rocket told me was that he's going to be a project. He's someone we're going to have to work to develop every day. So seeing him knock down that jump shot with confidence like that is a good sign.
And actually, a few years ago, he didn't have that when I covered him when he played for Caloocan. Zero jump shot, actually zero post game. Was just like a Dennis Rodman type of player. Get the offensive rebound, put back. That's where he got his points. And I'm surprised at the development of Lawrence Hawkins as we take a look at this drive by Tebol again.
Great drive. And Penny Estacio knew that time that he got caught. But Tebol Garcia hasn't been afraid to attack Penny in the post. Earlier, he was backing him down. This time, facing up and then trying to get to the rim. So you like the aggressiveness from Garcia early on.
Yes. The pride of San Fernando, Pampanga. One of the most decorated young guards coming out of that program of Governor Dennis Delta Pineda and Coach Pedic Di Matulak, a former UAAP Juniors Finals MVP from the Adamson Baby Falcons. And what do you see in Tebol's game, Naveen, that will translate to him becoming a star like a Humamoy, a Steve Nash Enriquez?
Well, he just has to trust his game because he has the capability naman. I mean, he plays differently from Yumamoy and Enriquez. He's not the passer that those two guys are. He looks more to score. However, he can pass as well as... See, that's exactly what we want to see Romel Puno do. But Garcia just needs some reps to show what he's capable of and to get used to the college game. And that's why a contest like this is very important for him.
Yes, the growth of Tebol, but Puno starting to get aggressive right here as Tebol misfires on the shortstop jumper. Here comes San Beda again on the run.
You gotta look for Puno here.
Stasio.
Ooh, they missed an opportunity.
Yes. Etule hands it off to Kalimag. Back to Estacio. Penny swings it to Ajanti. Miller from the outside. Puno with an offensive board. San Beda with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this ball game.
They gotta get to Puno here. Feed the guy. He's on fire right now.
Let's see as Miller had to fire. Nearly hit that. As you said, Jomel Puno only touched the basketball, Navs, when he got the offensive rebound. He wasn't part of the play in terms of holding the ball.
But see, that offensive rebound is also what you want to see from Puno. No, I mean, sometimes basketball, it comes down to how many possessions can you get? How many opportunities can you get to score? And when you're athletic, long, and tall, like a Jomel Puno, you have the ability to create multiple opportunities for your team. So that's an area of growth you'd want to see if you're Coach Yuri Escueta.
I'm really curious. I've been meaning to ask you this question in terms of Jomel Puno. Which pro player does he remind you of in his play style?
I'd have to think about that. But he's quite a unique player, and I feel like we won't know until we see him take a bigger role, which I feel like we're going to see this season. Like right here, look to score if you're Jomel.
As I thought that nearly beat the buzzer, but the referee says otherwise, so that's going to be a turnover for San Beda. Actually, I see a smaller version, a less scoring version of, Jamie Malonzo.
I lean more towards like a Kai Balungay.
Kai Balungay, right.
Not as polished as Balungay was when Balungay was in Ateneo. However, I can see the similarity in physical makeup.
Yes. And if you can recreate a Kai Balungay if you're San Beda, diba, you take that
absolutely
any time of day as offensive foul. It's going to be whistled here in De La Cruz. Turnovers on each side. Still, our score is locked at 27 with 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in this first half.
So far, we've seen Ajanti struggle with his shot. I feel like San Beda might try to maybe get him on the move, going to the rim to see if he can get going. Same for Puno.
Yes, let's see if they'll do that right here. Puno not even looking at the rim. Jomel finally attacks, draws the foul.
There you go. You like that aggressiveness.
Yes, as right now, let's give it over to Flo Del Agua for her update in the second period. Flo?
For head coach Jeff Napa of the NU Bulldogs, like I mentioned earlier, the first priority is player development. Players like Mac Alfanta, Miguel Palanca, and Joncel Borjal are all fresh from high school at ngayon lang daw pinayagan makapaglaro just in time for their last game here in the Asiabasket. On another note, I had to ask Coach Jeff why he chose to field certain Team A players like Parks, Palacela, Humamoy, and the like, and he answered na ito daw yung nakikita niyang kailangan pang makondisyon, and what better way to do that than to give them as much games as possible and savor their final moments here in our college campus tour. All from Hoop Junkie, back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Flo, for that report. And as Flo said, that Miguel Palanca's now on the floor, who in some recent summer tournaments dominated that league. And a timeout right here as San Beda with the first taste of the lead, 29-27, 4 minutes and 35 remaining in this first half. (29-27), the first taste of the lead for the San Beda Red Lions in this ball game came at the 4 minute and 35-minute mark. Let's see if the Bulldogs, after Coach Jeff's timeout, can execute well. And as you can see, the defense on the pick and roll, as you said, San Beda has adjusted, and NU has not done a good job on reading how to move that pick and roll defense.
Yeah,
Right?
and you can see San Beda also looking to protect the paint more, and you got a lot of their baskets in the first quarter there, the shaded area. So let's see if that can keep up. Omar John is back in the contest for the Bulldogs, and Palanca is in too, so NU with a height advantage right now. And you can see Gonzalez is manning Omar John, and you need to get the ball there, and they do not.
Yes, and right now San Beda in transition. Oh! Great move there by Zed Etule, who
And
draws the foul.
Exactly, and if you're San Beda as well, you know, you might not always win the rebounding battle, but it does not mean you're going to lose the possession battle. So what do I mean by that? Even if you don't have the rebounding advantage or the height advantage, you can use your speed to create turnovers. And when you create turnovers, you can run on the break, get easy scoring opportunities, or get to the free throw line.
Yes, and if you look at the five on the floor for San Beda, it's actually a very versatile five, right? Etule, Puno, Reyes, Gonzalez, and also Miller. Nobody can actually you can say he's the one, he's the two, he's the three, right? They can actually interchangeable ang positions nila ngayon.
He's the one.
Yes.
Sana all.
That's a three-pointer from the outside for the Bulldogs. No go. Miller with a rebound, and here comes the Red Lions again in transition. Whoa! Gonzalez drew the foul, and Omar John blocked it up top, but the foul was before the block, so 2 free throws for Nigel Gonzalez.
San Beda on a 16-5 run right now
Yes,
in the second period. So NU's offense has stalled.
yes, and speaking of runs, yesterday that was what gave NU that huge deficit that they had to come back to in the fourth quarter against LaSalle, right?
They suddenly went cold. They were on fire. They had 57 points in the first half. And then by the time the halfway point of the third quarter arrived to the fourth quarter, they went ice cold.
Yes, I think what UNCK said was like a 32-8 run.
Somewhere there.
Somewhere
yeah,
at that point.
insane.
And, NU, if they want to win this battle for third, they have to not get cold just like yesterday. But as of right now, they are ice cold as San Beda again with another chance. Whoa! What a move there by Jimmy Reyes over Palanca.
Great defense by Palanca, going vertical, avoiding the foul, but Reyes just impressively going with a double pump and scoring with the layup. And then a near turnover. Oh, a turnover indeed.
Yes.
Here's I like the energy Gonzalez has right now for this team.
Very, very, infectious for the San
Exactly.
Beda squad as Puno, extra pass to Janti from the corner, knocks it down! What a run for San Beda!
Extra passes. San Beda now on a... Sheesh, they're on a 22-5 run.
22
In
to
the second
5.
quarter alone, exactly. Let's see if NU can capitalize.
Yes, as again, finally, nilawapan ng ring yung putback doon ni Omar John.
NU needs to find a way to get Omar John involved. He's too big and too tall not to get more touches against the shorter San Beda front line.
Yes, and they haven't given him a lot of post-up touches outside of that first quarter possession, right?
Well, it's also hard because San Beda is using a bit of a zone hybrid right now to prevent the easy post opportunities, but you have to counter.
Yes. Let's see as Mark Parks is now on the floor for the Bulldogs again. Played well in that first quarter. Look at that defense right here by Reyes, and again, San Beda forcing the Bulldogs to a shot clock violation.
And if you're Jid Locsin that time, another one of the NU high school recruits, you need to have better awareness of the game clock. It's one of the jobs of the point guard, right? Have
Yes.
better awareness, game and shot clock situation, and know, especially game awareness, you're down by 9 after being up 8 in the first quarter. However, that's something he'll learn, and right away he makes up for it. And you love to see that. If
Yes.
is that a foul? And it's a foul on San Beda. But you'd love to see that if you're the NU coaching staff. Locsin just had a troubling offensive opportunity there, or rather offensive possession, but makes up for it right away.
And if you're Coach Jeff Napa, I'm pretty sure with his serious face right now, deep inside he's applauding that effort from Jid Locsin.
Yeah, and if you're Jeff Napa, you know as well, these high school kids will struggle against some of these college players.
Yes.
But to see them fight back and provide an effort is what is encouraging. And right there, see, defense can lead to offense. When the defensive energy gives you possession, a lot of times it leads to scoring chances.
What a move there by Janti Miller.
Beautiful move by Jonty, and he's attacking the rim, like we said.
Yes, I thought we were going to see a throwdown as Humamoy try to go back-to-back from the same spot. This time a different result.
Heat check by Umamoy.
Janti.
Jonty can take him off the dribble here.
Oh, good switch there by Humamoy. Reyes. Albuena's actually on the floor now for San Beda. Jimmy.
Shot clock at 4.
Are they aware? Reyes attacks. Reyes. No go on that layup attempt.
Might have been able to make that if he went with his left hand instead of his right.
Yes, as Locsin partially blocked there by the long arms of Albuena. And again, Locsin nearly stole it away from behind. As Janti feeling it right now.
What did we call him? Ignitable. The ignitable Jonty Miller. He gets on fire, you're in danger.
Yes, and the danger zone right now is the Bulldogs as they are down by 10 points after this beautiful pull-up jumper from Janti Miller. Just a long two. Clearly inside the arc there. Nonetheless, a double-digit spread now for the Bulldogs. 40-30. Timeout on the floor. We will be right back. Final 1 minute and 11 seconds of the second quarter as we saw some of the beautiful and handsome faces here inside the Moro Lorenzo Sports Center in Ateneo de Manila for the battle for third. And we're still not jam-packed right now. Later, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any more seats left for the finals.
Oh, it's going to be a hot affair tonight. And also, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers as Omar John finally with the offensive rebound and putback.
Happy Mother's Day to my mom. I have two moms, my wife's mom and my mom.
Yes, and also happy Mother's Day to my mom and happy Mother's Day to your mom and your wife, Navs.
Thank you.
Jonty against Mark Parks. What a matchup here on the wings. Jonty gets a switch. Step back jumper. No go, and Omar John clears it. And
someone tell Jonty Miller, welcome to Philippine college basketball.
yeah. But actually, both sides had their hands up. San Beda wanted an offensive foul, and you wanted a warning for faking a foul.
And you can see Jonty immediately going to the official and not too thrilled. But, you know, that's something that Jonty and a lot of the Phil foreign recruits will have to get used to. These calls that you might have gone your way, that might have gone your way back home, they're not going to go your way all the time here.
Yes.
The basketball culture and the style here are very different.
The physicality, right?
Yes,
it's very different.
Absolutely. And if you're Omar John right now, you're watching your team down, go down by 8. Your offense, you haven't even scored. I mean, you've only scored 10 points this quarter. As quarter is about to end. Establish some physicality here. Let the opponents know that if they're gonna beat you, they can't do it just with finesse. They're gonna have to outwork you and outmuscle you.
Yes, and actually in terms of skill level, Omar John, skill and physicality, he should be one of the more dominant FSAs in the UAAP, especially last season, right, outside of Precious Momoway and Motong Kara. But Omar John has the skill set and the talent. It's sometimes his mindset's not good, just not aggressive enough. As to end the quarter, a near buzzer beater chance there for the San Beda Red Lions, but we will end with the Red Lions on top by 8 points, 40-32 in Navs. A lot of things to talk about for Coach Jeff Napa's side, but how did San Beda get to this point with an 8-point lead?
Well, their defense really stepped up there in the second half. They prevented easy post entries and easy paint touches for the Bulldogs. And San Beda was also able to get out on the break, push the pace, move the game's tempo more to their liking. We saw Jonty get hot. We saw Jomel Puno make some winning plays. So they found the formula to take the lead, and that's the formula they'll have to keep using if they want to win this game.
10 minutes down, 20 minutes down, 20 minutes more to go before we crown this battle for third as the Red Lions are up by 8 points, 40-32 at the half. Kapit lang mga ka-Asiabasket. We will be right back.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Kayo pa rin ay nakatutok dito sa 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour Battle for Third between the NU Bulldogs and the Beda Red Lions. As we can see the halftime stats right here. The Beda Red Lions shooting a much better percentage from the field at 46% compared to just 35% for the Bulldogs. From 3, Jonty Miller led them. Talking about the Red Lions at 33% from three-point land and 25% only for the Bulldogs. In terms of free throw shooting, the much more aggressive Beda team continuously attacked, and that's why they got 9 free throw attempts and knocked down 7 of them compared to just 5 free throw attempts and 3 makes for 8 turnovers compared to 6 on the NU side. In the assist department, of course, led by Reynard Humamoy, one of the country's premier young point guards, and Tebol Garcia. The Bulldogs have the advantage 11-9. Let's see the adjustments as the Red Lions, after that Jonty Miller explosion in the first half, especially in the second quarter. That is why they are leading by 8 points, 40-32 at the half. Let's see who will seal the deal after both squads had a heartbreaking loss yesterday. We take a look at this playoff bracket. The De La Salle University Green Archers and the Ateneo Blue Eagles advanced yesterday after defeating both the Red Lions and the Bulldogs respectively. That's why La Salle and Ateneo will renew their rivalry in the finals of the Asiabasket College Campus Tour later on, as right now we will be deciding who will be our third placer between the Bulldogs and the Red Lions. That is a matchup that people would love to see. And speaking of that matchup, later at 4 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, here live inside the Moro Lorenzo Sports Center in Ateneo de Manila University, a Mother's Day Championship special between the De La Salle University Green Archers and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. As right now, we are at the half between the NU Bulldogs and the San Beda Red Lions to determine the battle for third. Who is our third placer between these two squads? You can grab your tickets by scanning the QR code, ladies and gentlemen. Also, tickets are also available here at the venue, but tickets are selling out fast. We know Ateneo and La Salle, once you put those two squads on the poster and tell people that they will be battling for a championship, seats are nearly filled up right now inside the Moro Lorenzo Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. So be ready for later on, and if you want to watch, go ahead and come right now as quick as you can before tickets sell out. As you know, at the half, both squads, Coach Jeff Napa and Coach Yuri Escueta, had their talks with their respective teams. Let's see who adjusts. Let's see who makes the big runs here at the final 20 minutes of action to determine who will be our third placer in the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, kapit lang kayo mga ka-Asiabasket. Tayo po ay magbabalik for the second half ng laban ng NU Bulldogs and the San Beda Red Lions. This fueled up matchup between the San Beda Red Lions and the NU Bulldogs is brought to us by Gatorade, the official hydration partner of the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour, and also brought to you by United Colors of Benetton. You're still joined by Renz Galarosa and Naveen Ganglani and Flo Del Agua on the sidelines as Naveen, the final 20 minutes of the tournament for both of these squads to determine our third placer. You know, what adjustments does the Bulldogs need to do in order for them to get the victory here in this tournament?
I was looking at the stats now at halftime. NU is 13 out of 37 from the field. San Beda is 14 out of 30. Now, San Beda's taken a few more free throw attempts. But that goes to show that, look, NU's getting more shots at the rim. They're just not converting.
Yes.
I mean, they've taken 7 more shots than San Beda and they've made 1 less shot. So, you have to capitalize and take rush shots and find a way to get the ball to your big man, Omar John, because that's where your advantage is right now.
Listen, you know, we haven't actually umiiwas tayo sa topic na to, but they clearly talking about the Bulldogs are missing their big three, talking about Steve Nash Enriquez, Manansala, and Figueroa right now.
Yeah, that's true, but also it's not an excuse. When you're playing a
Yes.
game, you're playing to win, and they were up by 8 to end the first quarter, and suddenly they entered this
Yes.
quarter down by 8 themselves.
Yes, nabaliktad na, no? But Omar John, a good start with that jumper from the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Let's see how San Beda will
Good
respond.
switch. Hard switch that time.
Albuena. Celso, jumper, no go. Offensive rebound nearly kept once again by San Beda.
So interesting starting unit in the second half for San Beda. No Puno, no Andrada, no Miller.
Yes.
Coach Yuri with his usual tricks, changing the rotation here and there. And
Yes.
for NU also, well, it's a lot of the same guys who started the game. Let's see if they can capitalize.
This is a whole different look for San Beda. Even no Penny Stasio. There's a good defense right there from Lawrence Hawkins. Richie on the run. Richie draws the foul against 2 defenders.
So good take that time by Richie. I'll tell you what he did that he did so well. He stopped the ball while he was on his way to the rim. Look left, look right. Just freeze the defense a little bit and cross over, take the floater. That deceleration, that change of speed and hesitation can make all the difference between a made basket and a forced shot.
To all the young kids there, young ballers watching. I hope you heard what Nav said. So that's what you said, like, the difference between a made basket and a missed shot.
Or getting to the free throw line.
Yes. And a lot of young kids kasi, diba, they are just attack,
Yes,
not really reading the
exactly.
defense. So to the young players out there, hope you heard that, as Parks on the other end quickly got to the rim and was fouled.
So just a note right now, this is not a 13-point lead for NU. It's actually 40-34 for San Beda. The move by Parks was good. Why? Because he went with his offhand. He attempted the shot with his right hand. Because he's left side, he had multiple defenders there who could have possibly blocked the shot or swapped it out of bounds. Went to his right, he's offhand. First time I think I've seen him do it in this game at least. And now he's going to go to the free throw line. Tip for the young ballers out there, work on both your left and right hand. It can make all the difference with your offensive game if you can finish with both hands.
To become an ambidextrous baller, right?
Exactly. Dribble with both hands, finish with both hands. You know, someone like Mike Conley, he's left-handed, but he can make right-handed floaters. And look how long he's been in the NBA. I think it's been like, what, 17, 18 years? I mean, that could make a huge difference.
Yes. And not everyone's Emmanuel Hansel, diba?
Exactly, yeah.
But right here, Bobby Mark Parks, you know.
Well, also make your free throws, though.
Yes, that's true, that's true.
Come on, guys. Bend your knees.
Yes. That's one of the things that is considered a lost art in today's game, especially for the youth, the free throw shooting. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry who shoot threes, but you know, the free throw percentage of young kids right now, when I covered especially 18, 16 under, it's very below average to what we're used to, Nabs, right?
Exactly, because free throw shooting is about repetition, muscle memory, and consistency. And sometimes when you don't get the results you want right away, you tend to change your form, maybe change with the mechanics, but actually you're supposed to keep the same form. It should be muscle memory, and that's why pros end up being great at the free throw line. Well, most of them. Some aren't that good.
That is true. As Parks again in transition.
And I'm really liking this expanded versatility that we're seeing from Mark Parks. It's what can earn him more minutes come his UAAP season.
Yes, and earlier laid it up with his right. This time with his strong hand, the left hand. As NU scratch their way to a 6-point deficit now. Kalimag blocked by John.
Good defense by John, defending out in the perimeter.
In transition again, the Bulldogs run. Missed layup, but ball possession goes the way of Beda.
Let's see what Beda counters with here. Their offense has gone cold a little bit in this third period with their main guys still on the bench.
Yes. I'm expecting at least at the midway point of the third, that's when Coach Yuri will insert both Puno
Exactly, looking to counter NU's bench. As NU with in a 3-2 zone defense right now.
Yes, a much different look here defensively for NU.
Beda found the opening, but Omar John protects the rim.
The length of Omar John is really the problem. And that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, an FSA against an NCAA team will always have the advantage because of the height and athletic ability. As a jumper right here is a miss for Padrones. Battle for the rebound. There's a whistle and ball will remain with the Bulldogs.
Andrada, Kalimag, and Miller entering this game now for Beda as Hawkins, the other Kalimag, and who's the other guy going to the
Goal
bench?
number 36.
I think that's
Lawrence Hawkins, his first substitution.
That is
Amora.
Together with
Exactly.
Janty Miller.
so no
Arce
Jamel
Kalimag
Puno yet
and
for
Beast
San
Martino
Beda,
coming
but
in for the San Beda
most
Red
of their
Lions.
best 5 is now on the
14
floor.
on the shot clock.
And at nearing the time that I said, the midway point right now. Right now, Humamwe pops out.
Let's see what they
Reynard.
do with the ball screen. Again, the trap, the hard switch.
Yes.
Andrada and Humamwe now. 7 seconds to the shot clock. Again, the switch. Beda trying to keep NU's ball handlers out in the
Ooh.
perimeter. Ooh, what a shot.
Colonia with a jumper right there over the outstretched arms of Arce Kalimag.
Colonia.
Leads down to 4 here.
Yes. And basketball is a game of runs right now.
Yes.
And NU right now having their own run.
They're still in their 3-2 zone defense here.
Yes, and it's working to perfection as of now. It's Penny.
And now they are in, no, they're still kind of in the zone. Good runner. I mean, this defense working.
Oh!
You got to
Basket
clean up the
interference.
possession with a
Basket
rebound.
count for
The
Yugen
defensive
Andrada.
possession is never over until you get the rebound.
I think that's this a lot, Navs, from especially
NBA
former NBA players holding their teammates accountable. How does that help, especially, you know, young squads like San Beda, who has a veteran like a Penny Estacio, and he's holding his other young players accountable for them to elevate their game and also get that ultimate goal of winning the championship?
Accountability is everything. Everyone has a role to play in a basketball team, right? You know, you might not always be thrilled with what your role is, but if that's what the coach asks you to do, and that's what he feels will help the team win, then, you know, more often than not, you have to follow, especially when you're a college player. And accountability is also very important, because if you let it slip, even if, like, let's just say 1 or 2 players end up, you know, not exactly being accountable, that's something that could affect the whole team, because the rest of the teammates could say, I mean, if this guy's not being accountable, why am I going to be accountable?
That's right.
Right? So you have to keep it very strict.
Yes, and you know that can be the barometer if your team is going to win a championship or not at the end of the season.
Absolutely. And roles are very important, because not everyone can have the ball all the time.
Yes.
You need guys who can play off the ball, you need guys who can defend, you need guys who are willing to create for others. So it's a matter of knowing what you do best for the team's structure and, you know,
Yes.
living up to that.
It's hard. I don't want to say an NBA team, but Phoenix Suns is a perfect example.
That's a team without accountability.
Yes. And, you know, a team, especially in a college program, you want these young players to know their role, so that when they step into the pro level, once they level up someday or maybe even next season, they know, because when you go to the pros, there's already a lot of established stars, right? In the PBA or whatever pro league you're going to play at, internationally or locally, there's already established stars there, and you're just a newcomer coming in. You're not going to have the ball a lot compared to what you have now in college.
Absolutely. That's what a lot of the high school prospects need to learn early on, which is, look, you might have been a superstar in high school, but you're not going to come in as a superstar in college. I mean, it's
Yes.
very rare.
14 seconds
You know,
on the
only a
shot
few
clock.
guys have been able to do that. A VJ Prek, Kiefer
Yes, Kiefer
Ravena,
Ravena.
and even Kevin Cambao struggled in his
Yes.
first season. He had some tough stretches there. But it's a matter of also, you have to change your game to some degree, because you're going up against superior competition.
That's right. I mean, LeBron James Daep for LaSalle, who made his debut yesterday. But I believe he'll be a piece as... Oh!
Bismarck
What a reverse
Lina.
there for Bismarck Lina! Lina. Beautiful reverse over the outstretched arms of Omar John, and that gives San Beda a 4-point lead once again. Pin down for John to get a post up.
But left spin's available.
He does go to it, but a miss there on the hook shot.
Good defense. Keeping up with core strength.
This is Jonty gives it.
Oh, that's a good look for you, Ken.
Oh,
he
in and
missed
out.
In and out, exactly. Might have been too open.
Yes.
Here's Humamoy. You want to see him maybe be a little more aggressive. You're getting to the rim. He has a good floater, although he hasn't. Oh, good trap and good read.
Oh!
That's a great read. Oh, that's a beautiful read.
Bonus.
You get 2 on the ball. Someone's
Omar
always
John.
going to be open. Omar John
Yes.
and Humamoy making the right plays.
A tic-tac-toe play from the Bulldogs. Humamoy to John to the cutting. Padrones there.
And that's what being a vet like Padrones can do. You know, reading the court and knowing when to cut off the ball.
Yes. Because young players would normally just stand there at the open spot and wait for the
waiting
ball.
to arrive. Yes.
Yes. It's Penny. Speaking of veteran, trying to take...
Tough.
Whoa, ho, ho!
Looked like Penny Hardaway that time.
Yes. Trying to take the young kid Colonia to school there, and he did in that possession. John to Parks. Mark was open a little bit. Decides to give it to Omar.
Staggered screens off ball, but they couldn't get the ball to Parks.
Colonia hesitated, but
Big
still able to
shot.
knock it down.
Big shot.
And this is the explosive contest that we expected at the top of the coverage, right, Navs?
Absolutely. I like this game. It's great
Yes.
basketball right now.
And now a 1-point lead being protected here for the Red Lions. Jonty. He gets pitch. This is the matchup he wants. Oh! And he
Great
draws
move.
the foul.
Great move. Used the multiple ball screens to get the matchup he wanted against the bigger Omar John, and then attacked him off the dribble, and now he's going to go to the free throw line.
Yes, and you know what? With Jonty Miller going downhill, it's not just downhill on a straight line. It's a zigzags, a lot of stop and go.
Yes. Hesitation moves,
Yes.
playing with pace, exactly.
Very polished offensive player. That's Jonty Miller. And
Also a great content creator. You guys should follow him on TikTok.
I would love to do a TikTok with him to get my followers up.
Yeah, you get with him, bro?
I'm not saying he should teach me. He should teach me. And actually, I was able to talk to him the last time I was here in the Asiabasket when they faced against the PCU Dolphin. He actually told me that he was feeling a little bit homesick. He didn't play that game, but now he's settled in. He's now getting used to the weather. And I said, oh, a lot of people tell us about the weather is a problem. Here's Jonty all alone.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a highlight, but that was still a good layup.
Yeah. 2 points is 2 points nonetheless.
That's how you can make defense lead to offense.
Yes, as we take a look at this once again, we thought flight number 11 would take off, but 2 points nonetheless for the Red Lions. Jonty Miller adding to his point tally and adding to this Red Lion lead. We have a timeout on the floor, 54-49 in favor of the San Beda Red Lions.
(54-49) is the score here.
Yes, as 2 minutes and 24 remaining in this third period, and Nav still a small lead.
Great take. And you just knew the moment that Palacielo entered the game that Coach Jeff would want to get him going. They need his scoring in the paint to not only just add extra points in the scoreboard, but also to maybe change the tempo of the game that's favoring San Beda a little too much here if you're NU.
Right, and with the absence of Manansala and Figueroa right now, PJ Palacielo is expected to really lead his team together with Reynard Humamoy. But I'm still in awe with that shot, falling down, nearly tripping.
That's what I call the bowling ball move. Just get to the rim and take the bodies out of the way.
Yes, there's an illegal screen. Jonty Miller right there. Turnover for San Beda, and you can see Jonty every time he gets called for like an offensive foul or he doesn't get the call, he's still trying to adjust to the way Philippine basketball is officiated, right? The calls are different, the physicality being allowed is different.
Yes, and that's also his third personal foul, so he has to be a little more careful here because playing when you have 4 fouls in college basketball takes away some of your aggressiveness. Palacielo again. You just knew it once Coach Jeff entered him into the game that you wanted Palacielo, who by the way had a great game against La Salle yesterday.
Yes.
To maybe put a little bit more of his imprint in this contest.
And I was actually expecting that last second jumper because that's his spot.
That looked like it was going to go in. It was just a little bit short.
And I believe that it's
great pocket pass. Oh, Jonty placed that exactly where Bismarck Lina needed it to be.
Yes, take a look at this once again. Jonty with the pocket pass to Bismarck Lina. And there's the foul, clearly hacked just to prevent what could have been a highlight pick and roll 101 for San Beda.
And it's good to see Bismarck Lina back on his feet playing basketball. This is a guy who missed a chunk of the last NCAA season because he recovered from an ACL injury. So coming into an NCAA season where he's healthy and playing off-season basketball could really do good for his fitness, his conditioning, and his impact on the court because San Beda needs him. San Beda needs big men in their roster, and he's one of the few big men that they have.
Former UST Tiger Cubs standout, a mythical 5 member in the juniors level, a highly touted recruit who moved to the UP Fighting Maroons, did not get a lot of playing time there, transfers to San Beda and then gets the unfortunate ACL injury. So he's very much itching to play na talaga for San Beda next season.
That's true. He's someone who could still be a really good player if he could just have consistent help.
Yes.
Oh, wide open. Caught them sleeping. If you're Bismarck Lina that time, you cannot let someone get that open of a shot.
And who created that shot? PJ Palacielo on the post, seeing the
Instant
weak
impact.
side cutter. Look at this once again. Beautiful pass right there by Palacielo. And an 2 points for the NU Bulldogs, who have retaken the lead right now. 55-54 is our score. Easy 2 points for Jello Santiago. Special delivery from PJ Palacielo as we have ceasefire here on the floor. Kapit lang mga ka-Asiabasket. Tayo po ay magbabalik. As right now, 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining in this third period. NU regains the lead 55-54 after that Jello Santiago layup, as Angel Gonzalez very aggressive on that post-up. Saw that he had the mismatch against Humamoy. Personal foul whistled on Humamoy. Final 55 seconds of this third quarter. That has been a seesaw battle, to say the least, right now. I mean, an 8-point lead to start for San Beda, and now NU regains the lead back. Nigel knocks down the first one. And yesterday against Ateneo, talking about San Beda, they really struggled with the matchup of kay Manny Ladi. I mean, the walking mismatch itong si kay Manny Ladi. Right now against NU, they've adjusted, especially with Omar John on the floor, diba? They really defended Omar John well. Reynard looking for a friend, gives it to Jello. Back to Humamoy. Try to swing into the corner, but Jonty read it perfectly. Miller spins. Nakatapik yung bola. Ball's on the floor. And a kickball violation whistled here. 27.2. We're all squared up at 55 navs. A very, very intense moment before we start the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. And good comeback here by NU after San Beda looked like they had taken advantage of the game. The Bulldogs executing better, in part also because of the stellar play of PJ Palacielo the last 2 possessions.
Yes. Let's see how NU will manage the clock here. 3-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Oh, good defense. Up top by Bonzalida. Ball still on the NU side. Ball's on the floor. Everyone fighting for the loose ball.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Not just a classic, but also a mainstay in any do-or-die game. Especially with what's at stake is a battle for third. Bragging rights before your mother league start in, what is it, August, September?
Months,
yeah, in a few months. The ball possession arrow goes the way of San Beda with 6.9 seconds remaining. They get a final crack of the basketball in the third period. Andrada comes back in. Also Itule. Pressure being applied here by the Bulldogs. They can't give it to Jonty. Finally, they inbound it to Gonzalez. Jonty pulls up. Nearly knocked it down. An eventful third period. An early storm by Beda was weathered off by the Bulldogs, and now we are locked up at 55, all entering the fourth and final quarter to determine who will be the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour third placers. Kapit lang mga ka-Hoop Junkie and mga ka-Asiabasket, tayo po ay magbabalik. At the start of the fourth and final quarter to determine our third placers, we are all tied up at 55. You're still joined by Renz Galaros, Navin Ganglani, and Flo Del Agua on the sidelines. And Navs, it can't get any more intense than this. A tie ball game at 55. Fourth and final quarter for all the marbles.
Exactly. Here, Bonzalito wide open, misses the outside shot, but it should be an entertaining next 9.5 minutes to determine who will be the third placers of this tournament.
Yes, and it's very interesting to see a well-experienced Beda lineup that made it to the final for the last couple of seasons of the NCAA against a young squad in NU na halong bata kagaya nito. I was just about to mention his name. Miguel Palanca about to enter the floor, and other veterans and young inexperienced players for the Bulldogs squad. It's very interesting to see here. What will the Bulldogs do in this possession? 8 seconds left on their shot clock. BJ, jumper, off the mark, but Palanca with his first 2 points of the ball game. As right now, let's turn it over to Flo Del Agua for her report in the fourth and final period.
NU's PJ Palacielo admits his own frustrations get the best of him during games. Throughout this whole tournament, he recalls being a bit inconsistent, but the skills are there, the hard work is present, but he says when you allow yourself to become disappointed too easily, it can very much shake the rhythm of your game. Coming into this last quarter, especially with their new recruits at hand, PJ keeps in mind the reminders of their coaches that he has to embody being a more dependable player, and that includes not letting yourself become your best enemy. Brought to you by Hoop Junkie. Your thoughts, Renz and Navs?
Thank you so much, Flo, for that update. And I remember hearing this in the UAP coverage last season. A focused PJ Palacielo is a dangerous PJ Palacielo, especially when they upset the UP Fighting Maroons in the second round. Him and Jake Figueroa combined together with Ian Manansala. Now that Palacielo has declared that he needs to get focused, not get frustrated, how do you think he'll play in this final 8 minutes and 42, Nabs?
Well, as one of the veterans of the NU team, he'll be relied upon to lead the charge, particularly because his offense was humming there in the third period. They can get the ball to him in the post, he can hit short jump shots, and we also have seen him create for teammates. So I'm looking for PJ to really take charge here and play experienced basketball.
Yes, especially in this final minutes, the winning time is already needed for both squads. Alfanta swings it to the corner. Santiago, the jumper from the baseline, asking for a foul pa.
Good move by Santiago that time.
Now, NU with a 3-point lead.
If you're in bed also, you want to see Jomel Puno take charge here. And
Yes.
good drive that time. Puno looks like he might work on the core strength a little bit more. He tends to be moved off balance when he attacks the rim.
Right.
But once he develops that, I think he'll be a better slasher.
Yes, and we are saying that to a guy that put, I know he's my friend and he's gonna message me right after this, who put Kevin Santos, one of the best defensive players in the NCAA, on a poster last season, diba?
Exactly, and that was a great poster. I remember posting about it as well. And shout out to Kevin Santos, who's a solid player in of himself. But yes, with Jomel Puno, you just want to see maybe a little more strength, a little more muscle development there, because I feel like that will really allow him to take his game to even a further level.
Yes. Imagine Jomel Puno gaining a little bit weight, diba? Some muscle, and then working on that core strength. How much of a dangerous scorer would he be next season? Together with Janti, diba? Oh, missed free throws now for San Beda. They're down by 3. Tebol spins into traffic, and that's going to be a clear traveling violation.
I felt like he might have attacked a little too late. There was an opening earlier on, and you like the fact that he looked at the court maybe to set up a teammate. But if he attacked that opening gap earlier on, I think he could have gotten to the rim.
That's, we talk about the inexperience. Some players that instantly know, oh, I need to attack, but some need to take time to process. Like,
that's true. Basketball players are different. You see Jonty get knocked down to the floor.
and he's looking at the referee right now. As,
oh, good cut.
Ooh, a block there from behind by Palacelo. Puno to the corner. Reyes the jumper off the mark. Ball still loose. And finally a basket.
And you like seeing your big wings attack the offensive glass, get some second chance scoring opportunities. Those are the sequences that put you in position to win games.
Yes, and you see Yukin Andrada not really getting a lot of touches in terms of the play calls, but working hard to get the offensive rebound and put back right here. And credit Bonzalida for fighting the big man Palacelo underneath. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Bulldogs to score here. They are protecting a 1-point lead.
Zone defense.
See how they'll break it as Palacelo misses on that turnaround jumper that he lives with on a normal basis.
Ooh. Is that gonna be it? No, it's gonna be tapped out by NU.
Yes.
But if you're San Beda, with these chances to run on the break, get scoring opportunities in transition, you need to capitalize each time.
Yes, as you said at the top of our coverage, the running game, the fast-paced game favors the much more athletic San Beda compared to NU. As again, Andrada keeps it alive for the red shirts. Yukin extra pass to the corner. Jomel knocks it down.
Big shot by Jomel Puno. That's a take charge kind of shot. And you like the fact that he was willing to attempt it from the corner because he'd been passing it out a few times.
Yes, and the maturity of Andrada, who had an open look but decides to give it to a much wide open Jomel Puno.
Extra pass, exactly.
Yes.
Extra pass.
As Alfanta with a floater there.
I like this kid's game. He might be a rookie on paper, but he plays not like a rookie.
Yes, the confidence level of
confidence
Alfanta.
is good, exactly, yeah.
As Reyes crosses him up and puts it up and in, plus a foul.
And that's the aggression from Jimmy Reyes I've been waiting to see. He's had the ball a few times now, kind of shy to shoot, but that time taking charge.
And that time, binawian niya. Etong si Alfanta, who looked at him straight in the eye after scoring that floater this time. Jimmy Reyes got him on the cross, put him to the basket plus a foul. Can Jimmy complete the three-point play? No go again. The free throw woes for San Beda. It happened yesterday, right, Navs? And again, it's happening once again in the fourth period.
Exactly. You gotta make your free throws if you want to win games.
Yes. It's Alfanta. They go in, out, and back out again. As Tebol natapikan ni Jonty.
Oh, they got Jonty wide open. They missed it.
Yes. But still, Beda with a chance to add on to this 2-point lead. Good pocket pass to Andrada. Swings it to Puno, who hesitated.
Why did he hesitate?
Oh, that's
a
why.
good reason why. Andrada saved Jomel that time because he should have taken that shot. But again, that just goes to show the shooting capabilities of one Yuki Andrada.
We said he was almost a non-factor in the first 3 quarters, but when it's winning time, Yukin Andrada is now waking himself up. As a counter from the other corner.
Big answer. Santiago's really been playing good today.
Yes. The young guys of the Bulldogs are now stepping big time as Puno attacks. Puno is fouled before he takes that reverse.
And see, that's another reason why you like seeing Jomel Puno be aggressive and taking it strong. It's because he can draw fouls with his length and athleticism, and it could get your opponents into early penalty situation.
Yes. And right now, he's about to go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And actually, I like the fact that they got NU into early penalty even before Omar John came back on the floor, because any tiki-tack foul at this point from the 5-minute and 10 mark, it's gonna mean free throws for San Beda. But as you said, Navs, it's all about making free throws right now.
Exactly. Exactly. And right there, Jomel Puno goes to the free throw line. Makes the first free throw.
His form is pure, right? Like, beautiful shooting form from Jomel Puno.
Great form. And I'm telling you, once he develops that core strength and that upper body strength to get to the rim and like get past defenders even more, it's gonna be really good for him.
Yes. As right now, San Beda has a 3-point advantage, 67 to 64 at the midway point of the 4th and final quarter of this ballgame. Janti again playing the passing lane well.
And that's what we talked about, making plays with his defense as well. Jonty Miller.
Oh, a missed layup for Etule. And a chance for the Bulldogs to run.
Omar John back in this game now, and if there's one thing you want to see him do, it's clean up the glass.
Yes. Dominate the paint. Again! Same play. Janti steals the ball away. And this time takes it all on his own and draws another foul.
And we talked about it earlier, partner. Jonty, with his potential, should be a great defensive player as well, because his defense can easily lead to offense in like a sequence like this.
Once again, look at that. Jonty Miller just attacking. I know I did declare earlier that possibly Jomel Puno and, you know, Jonty Miller would probably be the best wing duo in the NCAA. I just got a message from a friend of mine from Letran. Jun Roque and Deo Quaho would say otherwise.
Those guys are good.
Yes. So right now our referees are going to replay that previous action. Jonty Miller wreaking havoc not just offensively but also defensively. San Beda looking to seal off this battle for third with a W. 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Some people would say this is a long period, but in the world of basketball, Navs, we know 4 minutes and 36, that is just going to be a blink of an eye.
Absolutely. Things can change real quickly.
Yes, but the intensity is just going to pick up even more from here. Mga ka-Hoop Junkie and mga ka-Asiabasket. But of course, once again, we would like to thank United Colors of Benetton. Life with colors for our outfits today. Very, very cool. Fit for the summer and very casual looking ang ating mga damit ngayon. So thank you so much po to United Colors of Benetton. Go to their nearest store and pick out your own apparel. Mga ka-Asiabasket and mga ka-Hoop Junkie. As referees did see that there was contact, but nothing to say that it is upgraded to any unsportsmanlike or disqualifying foul, as Jonty Miller would just be shooting 2 free throws right here. 68 to 64 is our score. Free throw woes for San Beda in this fourth, actually not just the fourth period, but the entire second half. 1 out of 2 for Jonty. As right now, if you're NU, Navs, who do you go to outside of Omar John and Reynard Humamoy? Who do you expect should be stepping up in terms of the scoring department?
Well, that's a good question, because that's also something that NU had to consider yesterday as they went cold and DLSU extended its lead. Who's going to be the go-to guy to settle things down? Ideally, you'd want to just get the ball in the paint and create from there.
So just like this, Tebol with his patented one-handed floater from the baseline.
And you like to see Tebol Garcia be aggressive like that because he is capable of scoring. And right now in the game where San Beda is threatening to extend the lead, they need him to be aggressive.
Speaking of aggressiveness, Jonty way off the mark on that jump shot. Tebol on the run, flying to the basket, misses that layup short. Itule to Jimmy, swings it to Yukin from the corner, no go. Reyes again with another offensive rebound.
Oh, good pass.
Omar John trying to defend well.
Wow,
Uy.
everything but the finish.
Yes.
Positioning, good move, just could not get the ball to stay in there.
Humamoy pulls up.
Short.
Again, Omar John keeps it alive. Tebol to Reynard, the swing to the corner, Santiago. That could have tied the game at 69 as Humamoy finally gets 2 points on the board for NU.
And we mentioned it earlier, multiple opportunities, multiple chances to score the basketball. That can help you win close games. Good effort by NU that time, keeping the offensive possession alive.
And Jimmy Reyes looks hurt holding on to his hip, his left hip right now. I believe in that collision with Omar John on the offensive rebound.
Well, hopefully he's okay.
Yes. Right. I'm
Looks
pretty
like
sure Coach Yuri is about to tap Penny Stasio.
Exactly, yeah. Good experience for Penny right here as well. He's someone that if you're a San Beda fan, you'd like to see take a bigger role
Yes.
as he enters his next season as a Red Lion. And this is a good test for him.
A bigger role for Penny Stasio. Not just the pressure of the moment, but you know, him getting that experience under his belt. As you know, we all know point guards, they have to be vocal, they have to be leaders, floor generals, and that's the next step for Penny Stasio, I believe. Jomel escapes Omar John. Ooh!
Good take. Great take by Jamel Puno that time, using that aggressiveness and that height to get to the rim.
And you saw Omar John looking at his teammates after Puno escapes him off that quick first step. There was no help defense on the baseline. That's why Puno was able to get to the rim. And judging by that replay, Jomel wanted to tug the rim down. A good sign for San Beda fans that San Beda starting to hit their free throws in the most crucial part of the game. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left, Navs. They now have a 3-point advantage, 71-68. Reynard goes to Tebs. Omar, back to Tebol. Parks.
Omar sealing here, right?
Yes.
Oh, good find.
And right there.
And that work started before he got the ball, using that wide body to get good post positioning to put himself in position for an easy basket.
Yes, and now we're staring at a 1-point San Beda lead. And they have the basketball. Jonty, good tap by Mark.
Exactly. Good job by Mark. Getting into the space of Miller, not letting him be comfortable.
Yes, and he gains the respect of Jonty Miller now that, okay, this is not a guy that I can just dribble around, right?
And you can't be loose with the dribble in this point of the game. The
Yes.
refs are going to let a little more things go when it's a close fourth quarter matchup.
That's right, that's Penny. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. NU with a steal. Chance to take the lead here. Tebol to Mark, three-pointer.
Oof. But
Ball's
again,
still low.
another possession for NU.
Yes.
The guards have been really good going to the ball.
Again, another offensive rebound.
Exactly. That's just great rebounding fundamentals.
Humamoy scoops it up and out.
And finally, San Beda gets the board.
Wild sequence right here. Final 2 minutes of this
Beda has
game.
numbers. There you go. Oh, there's an attack. Oh, and they retreat.
Jonty decides to pull it out.
He's got a mismatch here.
This is the matchup he wants, and he's been looking for this one. Jonty, no go. And look at Mark Parks really crashing the glass.
I have been so impressed by Mark Parks these last 2 days.
Yes. As to take the lead, Santiago knocks it down from way downtown.
Yes, Santiago has improved with that shooting stroke over the last few years, and it is paying off.
And that gives the Bulldogs the lead back, 73-71. Great find right here by Humamoy and Santiago. Good defense and all, but no problem. Clutch three-pointer, 2-point advantage for the Bulldogs, 73-71. (73-71), a 2-point lead for the NU Bulldogs. And compared to yesterday, the comeback may be complete right now, right, Navs? And San Beda, they're trying to avoid another meltdown here in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. This would not be good for San Beda if 2 straight times they relinquish a lead in the fourth period, but they still have a chance here.
Yes, as Penny attacks, swings it to Janti. Miller uses the Etule screen. Miller looking to dance with Humamoy. They go down low. Etule underneath. Block! What a block by the smaller Garcia!
Fantastic defensive play by Garcia that time. That is relentless effort, saving the possession and preventing an easy San Beda scoring opportunity. And the fact that he even got caught, that was the other guy, but good effort.
Yes.
Garcia.
As right here, a corner three-pointer, no go. Etule again with an offensive board. And the putback to tie the game at 73.
And you've said it multiple times, the possession is not over until you get a defensive stop.
Yes. As Santiago, the floater. Oh ho ho!
Woo. That is a hooper making a big-time play. What a game for Santiago today.
Yes, and that gives the NU Bulldogs a 2-point lead once again. Penny to Andrada. Ball is loose, and finally Penny gets it. Nigel, down low to Andrada. He has the mismatch. Pull-up jumper, wala yan. And Palacielo clears it for the Bulldogs.
And San Beda might have to foul here. Yes, they do.
Finally, they foul. Second personal foul for Nigel Gonzalez. And a timeout right now for Coach Jeff Napa so that they can advance the basketball. 75-73, just a 2-point lead. Deja vu for both of these squads who were in the same predicament yesterday against La Salle and Ateneo, right?
Exactly. And this is a good test for the young Bulldogs as well to see if they can step up and close this out. If you're San Beda, now the game clock's not on your side, you have to foul a few more times to send NU to the free throw stripe. But of course, your top priority is to force a turnover and get possession.
Yes, and if you're NU Bulldogs, you should be giving the basketball to your best free throw shooters. But I haven't seen them shoot free throws in this fourth quarter, right? There's not a lot of free throw attempts for NU. So if you're NU, you might as well have to give it to like a Humamoy, especially the hot hand,
Yes.
Jello Santiago, right?
And free throws down the stretch of a game when you're trying to close out the contest is not as simple as your usual free throws throughout the game.
Yes.
So we'll find out. Big possession here. Let's see what San Beda opts to do. Will they foul right away? Or will they possibly let the clock maybe melt a bit to try and get a turnover?
Yes.
We'll see.
And the interesting side of the coin here for San Beda is no Jumel Puno for the defensive stop right now. It's Jonty, Gonzalez, Etule, Andrada, and Penny Estacio. So no Jumel Puno on the floor for Coach Yuri. So this is going to be an interesting lineup for them. Crucial inbound for the Bulldogs. Santiago gets it, and there's the quick foul by Gonzalez.
So a few more fouls needed here by San Beda to put NU in the foul stripe.
Yes. Again, Humamoy pops out. And I think that'll put them over the limit. It's going to be 2 free throws for Reynard Humamoy.
Big free throws here for Humamoy, the former UAAP High School MVP.
Yes. And I believe that once Steve Nash Enriquez is done, it's going to be Reynard Humamoy's ship now to steer.
Good confidence in that first shot.
Yes. And look at him point to the bench while laughing at the young high schoolers that just came up to the college ranks. And Humamoy's second free throw.
Money.
Yes. Ice in his veins. Walang kakaba-kaba.
And now that makes it a 2-possession game, which complicates matter for San Beda. Let's see what San Beda opts to go for here. Will they go with the quick 2? Will they take a 3-point shot? Obviously, the first open look you get.
Yes.
Well, if it's a good shooter, a good player, then you take it. But we'll see how it goes.
Yes, and interesting thing here is, as we can see, 13.1 seconds left. A 2-possession lead, 4-point lead for the Bulldogs, 77-73. As you said, you either go for the quick 2 or go for the 3, whichever opportunity presents itself first. But for the NU side, do you foul? Play the fouling game, right? And just put San Beda on the free throw line, which they haven't been shooting great from the free throw stripe.
That's a good question. The score is going to update in a bit. It's going to say 77-73 in favor of NU. If I'm NU here with 13.1 seconds left, I would try to play straight up defense.
Yes.
Get a stop, make San Beda have to beat you by making a shot, because getting a shot attempt would probably melt the clock as well. And right now the clock is something San Beda wants to keep alive and in a higher value. So we'll see.
And you have to go back to that third quarter wherein the adjustment that Coach Jeff Napa defensively did, that modified zone that they did.
Yes, exactly.
That's where San Beda really struggled in the second half.
And you also have to give props to the efforts of the Bulldogs. You know, Garcia, Humamoy, both these guys getting offensive boards, kicking out the teammates, multiple second chance scoring points.
Yes.
And also Santiago hitting that big 3 in the corner, knocking down that big floater in the paint. A lot of the NU guys have stepped up doing different things aside from just scoring.
Yes, and Palacielo just getting the ball at the post and distributing to open guys, right? But San Beda still has a chance here. They still have a prayer.
Yes, exactly. Parks in the game, Palacielo in the game.
Yes.
So I feel like NU will try to play honest defense here, and the key for NU is you don't want to foul the 3-point shooter.
That's right. As Gonzalez, they go for the quick 2
what
underneath.
A play. What a beautiful play.
Wow. And with not a lot of time spent, right, Navs? They quickly give it to Andrada and he scores, and now we're staring at a 1-possession game.
Yes, 1-possession game. The lead is down to 2, and the big development there for San Beda is they were able to put points on the board with the game clock not exactly going down, right? I think there was only 1 or 2 seconds taken away from the clock because Andrada scored right away, and now the game, this is still winnable for San Beda. Send NU to the free throw line, or first try to maybe force a turnover. If you can't force a turnover, make them have to beat you from the foul stripe.
Yes, and if they cannot get the turnover, if they cannot force a turnover, which one of the 5 for NU if you're San Beda, which one of the 5 on the floor for NU do you want shooting the free throws? Like, play the percentage. Who do you think should they put on the free throw line?
Well, it's tough to say because NU's got some quality free throw shooters. Now, if there are some rookies or sophomores in the lineup, you might want to put them on because they're not that used yet maybe to taking crunch time free throw attempts.
Yes.
You don't want to send Humamoy to the free throw line again because he just made 2 free throws rather easily. Looking at who NU has on the floor right now, Palacielo, Santiago, Garcia, Palacielo, maybe Palacielo, because remember yesterday in the game against Salle, Palacielo went
Right.
1 of 4 from the foul stripe late in the
Right.
fourth quarter. So and that's not to say he's not a good free throw shooter. We know he's a good mid-range shooter.
Yes.
But from all the options right now, he might be your best choice if you're San Beda.
Yes. And especially yesterday, he had a chance to actually tie the game with those free throws. But again, let's see right here as this is the final seconds of this battle for third. Can San Beda get a stopper? Will NU seal the deal? Parks gets it.
Oh, there's the
Whoa!
Oh, there's a
Ball's loose. And that's going to be out of bounds to San Beda.
fantastic defensive effort by San Beda. And we can see right now Parks and Yumamwe having conversation. Yumamwe telling Parks, hold on to the ball. Don't give that up right away. Good effort by the Red Lions to force a turnover. And now a chance to tie and send this to OT or win the game. We'll find out. Is
They
it
give
Jonty time?
Let's see as John T going to attack for the lead. No, go! And that'll do it. The NU Bulldogs win this battle for third. What a game, Nabs.
What a game. Jonty Miller tried to draw the foul that time. I feel like he thought he was going to get it. The referees let them play on. And good job by NU to get the stop to win third place in this tournament, especially with their youngsters playing in this game.
Yes, and this game had everything, especially the drama. That crucial turnover between Humamoy and Bobby Mark Parks nearly became the detriment of the Bulldogs, but their defense that we've said in this second half held on and held strong, especially on that last shot of Jonty Miller. Not really an open look. It was a very difficult shot, right?
Yes, very difficult shot. You're right. But he's a good shot maker. You trust him to try and make that. I felt like he might have tried to draw the foul rather than just trying to get the best shot attempt. But still, impressive performance by both teams. Both teams really wanted to win this game, and we got a great contest out of it.
Yes, and just like that, mga ka-Asiabasket, we have now our third placers in this college campus tour. It is the National University Bulldogs. Congratulations to every player and to the coaching staff, the entire coaching staff of the Bulldogs. And of course, thank you so much to the San Beda Red Lions team and coaching staff for participating in this tournament. I am excited, beyond excited to see them in the NCAA season.
Absolutely, and we still have a great finals matchup coming in a matter of maybe half an hour or so.
I think.
DLSU versus Ateneo at Moro Lorenzo Sports Complex. I mean, you can only get that type of action here at the Asiabasket College Campus Tour.
And it's already about to become jam-packed here. Some fans are already entering the arena as we will be giving the microphone now to our eyes and ears on the sidelines, Miss Flo Del Agua, because she now has our best player of the game. Flo?
Sir Alvin, wala na daw pong interview. Dito na lang. Go lang muna.
Once again, mga ka-Asiabasket, that and the NU Bulldogs are the victor and the third placers of this tournament. On behalf of Flo Del Agua, Navin Ganglani, I am Renz Galarosa. We will see you mamaya to determine who will be our 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour champions. Will it be the De La Salle University Green Archers? Will it be the Ateneo Blue Eagles? Susunod na po yan. Kaya tutok lang po kayo. But dito na po nagtatapos ang ating battle for third. Once again, I'm Renz Galarosa. And this has been your 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. And we are saying goodbye. Good night.
Mabuhay Asiabasket fans as well as our audience here in Moro, Lorenzo Sports Center. Ako po si Floatel Agua, ang courtside reporter. And right now, we will be awarding our third placers for our 2025 Asiabasket. The man behind the social media, basketball scoop, source, hoop junkie himself, Mr. Patrick Edrosa, to award our third placers for the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. Let us give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, I will turn you over to our venue announcer, Mr. Oh. Excuse me. Here are our third placers for the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour. Just won their game earlier. The NU Bulldogs, spearheaded by their head coach, Jeff Napa. Their assistant coaches, Sir Glenn Capasio, Sir Vic Icasiano, Sir Leo Pujante, Sir Cedric Labing Isa, Sir Kevin De Castro, Coach MC Abolucion, and Coach Jeric Agleron. And the players, number 5, PJ Palacielo, number 7, Paul Francisco, number 8, RJ Colonia, number 11, Tabul Garcia, number 12, Reynard Humamoy, number 14, Jedrick Solomon, number 16, Jello Santiago, number 17, Miguel Palanca, number 18, Omar John, Mac Alfanta, Mark Parks, number 25, Moon de la Cruz, number 30, Jid Locsin, 77, Kenshin Padrones, and last but not least, number 88, Joncel Borjal. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, palakpakan naman po natin ang ating third placers for this tournament. Congratulations, guys. And now for a quick photo opportunity, harap naman po tayo sa ating camera. Third place here in the Asiabasket, and when we come back, we will have the awarding ceremonies and the much-awaited Philippine basketball rivalry renewed. It's the finals of the 2025 Asiabasket College Campus Tour between the De La Salle Green Archers going against the Ateneo Blue Eagles.